I can't help but vibe to this music, honestly. Honestly, this music's too fucking good. Hi everyone, my name is Erin Gray, and I haven't streamed in like a week because I hate my class schedule. It's great. We're gonna ignore the fact that my hair is super fucking greasy right now. We're gonna ignore the fact that my skin on my hands are dry. We're gonna ignore the fact that this piece of hair is doing its own thing. But we're not gonna ignore that I have chocolate peanut butter cake in front of me. So I will stop to eat some at some point. Because your girl loves her sweets. Hi Adrian, how are you? It's so nice to see you. Welcome to the madness of Danganronpa. Hello, can I see the Foxy? Thank you. Of course, Rye. Let me go grab him. Plushie has been redeemed. Foxy is here for me to love so dearly. He's probably gonna sit on my little stand right here especially while I eat. I'm fine, and you? Ugh, man, friend. This week's been a week. It's week 5 of the semester. Hi, Sinbel. How are you? Welcome to stream. So glad you're here. My eyes are already watering. This is fun. Also, we have Foxy. Foxy, he's here to vibe with us as well. He's like off to the side at the moment. Spoilers for anything up to chapter 3 of Danganronpa and moving on. Content warning for Moida. Murder. Muckduck. Not sure if there's any other content warnings to be handed out, because I'm playing this with no clue what's going to happen. So, we left off with seeing a murder. Angie is dead. She's very dead on the floor right here. Oh, I forgot these were hung up. Aha. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. My brain kind of turned off after stream on Friday night. It's like, alright, time to be anxious about open house. And then open house went fine. With the exception that the director kept cutting me off when I kept trying to say things. Anyway, hello? My neighbor's at his window downstairs, which is right below mine. Alright. I made a terrible decision to eat that just now. But it's fine. Moo. Alright. Let us investigate the body. We haven't done any investigation yet. So this is a whole new world. Also, I've been having gender envy this week. It's not been fun. I'm like, my entire closet is too feminine and I kind of hate it and I kind of want to throw it all out, but I can't because I don't have other clothes to wear. Angie's body. She's lying face down in the middle of the room. I forget what I said last week. I forget if I had predicted suicide or not. Or who specifically might have killed her. Yeah, because Maki wanted her to not go through the ritual. Tanko didn't want her to go through the ritual. She was playing a double agent. And then the school council bullshit really frustrated me because I was on student government board and knew that's not how things work. Never seen this game before now and I have questions, but nowhere to start. Let's start with the basic ones and let's work up from there. That reminds me of when I was in high school and I took an honors genetics class, and the actual teacher for the class, she had to go on leave because of family issues, so we had a long-term sub. And the first day the sub came in, and this is like over halfway through the year that we took this class. And she comes in like, okay, I don't know where you guys are with this material, so we're gonna start from the beginning. What is DNA? And like all of us in the class kind of just like looked awkwardly at each other because we were learning RNA and like mRNA and all like that stuff at that point. So we're just like, here's the answer. This is what we're working on. So like, let's start from the beginning. All right.
What's wrong?
Are you gonna take a closer look?
Okay.
Yeah, I was planning to.
Got a minute?
Then let's hurry up and do it. We can't afford to waste any time here. Ah, I forgot. Okay. So Korakio's sword, I think, was used as the murder weapon, or it's a red herring. We'll see. Maki didn't hesitate. She stepped past me and walked over to the body. Ooh, that reminds me. I need to get Noah here. Maybe. Noah! He might be with his partner. I'm not sure. Walked over to the body. She had no problem with dead bodies. She is the ultimate assassin after all. Okay, so let's start with the body itself. There's blood dripping from Angie's head. According to the Monokuma file, she sustained a stab wound to the back of the neck, as well as the laceration on her forehead.
I knew it.
The killing blow is a single stab to the back of the neck, a sneak attack most likely.
Wow.
Then what do you make of this wound on her forehead? Maybe the culprit hit her in the head before stabbing her from behind. But her two wounds are substantially different. Did the culprit change weapons mid-attack?
Yeah.
I suppose that would be unnecessary.
Remember.
Also, the wound on her forehead looks deep, but it's not bleeding much. So the wound on her forehead must have been post-mortem. So after she had already died. Because not a lot of blood won't pump out of a wound if you've already died, because like the heart's no longer trying to pump anything. The heart's stopped pumping. I feel like I learned a lot of this from like watching true crime videos over the last like 9 months, and also from my forensics class in high school. I don't remember anymore.
Huh?
What's wrong, Maki?
Got a minute?
Move. Maki pushed me aside, then lifted Angie's body up by the shoulder.
Is this...
What's this doing crumpled under her body?
What is it?
This is duct tape, right? What's duct tape doing here? There seems to be cut marks all over the place. I was watching a video on YouTube while I waited for the stream to start, and when I never heard you start the stream, I got confused because there's only a few minutes left before you started. I looked at the Twitch tab and the stream was muted for some reason. Oh no! Hi, Mary. Welcome. I'm happy you're here. You ready for the murder? Are you ready? Foxy is ready. Foxy is so ready. And also, thank you, Rai, for the redeem of the plush. Mwah. Mwah. Okay. I don't know, but it must be related to the case. Looks like there's hair oh, it's hair, not, it's hair, not slash marks. Angie's hair, right? Bloody tape with Angie's hair on it. What could that mean?
But...
Surprised you spotted this, Maki. It was hidden under her
So
body.
what?
It was partially visible. As a detective, you should have noticed it before I did. Okay, Maki. Thanks for throwing shade.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's true. Well, even so, I guess you're still getting used to being around dead bodies. So don't beat yourself up over it. Well then, it's good thing you're used to corpses, Maki.
Die.
Sorry.
Joking. Couldn't resist. That face doesn't look like you're
Got a
joking.
minute?
Shuichi. You don't need to apologize. I was joking too. Are you sure about that, Maki? I don't believe you. That didn't sound like a joke, though. Alright, let's look at the Necronomicon. I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. I have to look at the word again. This book. And we get a flashback.
I knew it.
Bitch insults us, then backs up with, but don't worry about it. I'm more used to dead bodies than you are. Maki is very hard to read, I feel. But she has had character development within the last chapter. So I think she might become easier to read as a person the further along, provided that she's not the killer this round. This was the motive. The Necronomicon. Necronomicon. That is a tongue twister.
Hey.
Necronomicon. Okay. Open book? Nah, this bitch is a fucking library with every genre available. Andrew, Necronomicon. Nom, like I'm about to nom on a piece of cake right now. Anyone can come over and help themselves to the last slice of this cake. No, I didn't make it. No, oh my god. Angie tried to perform the ritual written in this book, right?
Okay.
Yes, if we look at this book, we should learn the steps of the ritual she was trying to perform. Let's take a look. The Nomicon resurrection ritual. Prepare an effigy of the dead soul you wish to contact. Everyone may participate. The size and shape of the effigy is irrelevant. Make it out of whatever materials you wish. If it's not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be, label it with the name of the deceased. After preparing the effigy, burn this Nomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times. Then close your eyes and wait. After a while, you should feel a light tap on your back. If so, that means the ritual was a success. The ashes are only good for one use. The ritual can be performed once, so use it wisely. So these are the steps.
This is stupid.
Angie really believed in this crap? It's pretty obvious that you wouldn't be able to resurrect anyone with this. Under normal circumstances, I'm sure that's true, but in this place, I don't think we can rule anything out. Okay, let's look. 4 effigies hung upside down, makes the scene particularly eerie. Ropes are dangling from the exposed beam on the ceiling.
If I remember correctly.
Angie made all of these wax figures.
Hey.
Is this rope from the warehouse?
You're right.
I believe so, and that means they won't be much of a clue. Anyone could have gone and gotten these ropes. Maybe the student council should have blocked the warehouse instead of the manhole. The warehouse does contain plenty of things that could be used for murder. Anyway, I know that these effigies are just wax, but it creeps me out.
That's true.
The effigies look exactly like real people, not just their faces, but their bodies, too. The ultimate artist certainly was talented.
By the way,
Why is this effigy hanging upside down? Is this part of the ritual? No. It's not listed as such.
what is it?
If it's not, then why is it like this? Who would go out of their way to hang a wax effigy? Right, if they're going to do this much work, there must be some reason for it. What could it be? Who would do this? The culprit, Angie, or someone else entirely? I want to look at the katana. Thank you. Stabbed in Kaede's wax effigy. Who did this and why? Why are you so offended, Shuichi? You knew her for like 20 minutes.
Got a minute?
Let me see. Maki nudged me aside, then gripped the katana and pulled it out of the effigy.
Ah,
Wait, this is the crime scene. You can't...
What is it?
You wanted to check the katana, right? Well, you can't do that if you don't pull it out.
because.
True, but we have to preserve the scene. Maki paid no mind to my protest and stared at the katana for a while.
Is this...
It's a real katana, but there's gold leaf on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's the one that was on display in the Ultimate Anthropologist lab. Is that so?
Okay.
We could probably assume that this is the murder weapon, judging from the blood stain on the tip. Ooh. Maybe it's a red... I think this is a red herring. I think they got her in the neck with a different weapon and then sliced her forehead with the sword and then stabbed it into Kaede to make it more obvious that it is the murder weapon. That's my thought. The edge is too rusty to cut well, but it would be enough to stab.
But
But why would they go through the effort of using this as the murder
That's
weapon?
true.
They could have gone to my lab and grabbed a more suitable
Could
weapon.
it be?
Perhaps it's just Kiyo's lab is on the same floor. They just grabbed something close by. They may have been in a hurry.
Well,
The clearly obvious katana that made a huge deal over the murder weapon? Who would have thought? That's definitely a callback to the first game as well. Or maybe they need a long weapon like this.
okay.
My lab doesn't contain swords or any other weapons of this length. Really?
That's true.
Not sure how Monokuma found out, but he must know I don't use swords for work. When I first started working, I botched a mission using a katana. Hadn't used a sword since, which is fine, because they're a hassle to carry anyway. Suppose everyone's lab is suited for them personally, just like Angie's was. But how did they know all this? Anyway, the gold leaf on this katana flakes off easily. It's all over my hand now.
Okay.
Must be pretty old for the gold leaf to flake off that
Got a
easily.
minute?
Why didn't you say so earlier? My hands are all sticky now. I'll have to wash them later. Maki scolded me, then stood in front of Kaede's effigy. I'm going to put the katana back where we found it. If it's too hard to watch, look away.
Okay.
Thank you. I averted my gaze, and Maki stabbed the katana back into the wax effigy. Plunk.
By the way,
Even so, why was a weapon stabbed into the wax effigy? And that's going to be a cross-reference point later. Yeah, probably. A hanging wax effigy, no less. Was it part of the ritual, or was it the culprit trying to hide the murder weapon? Hide. Sure. Perhaps they had no intention of hiding it. They didn't even wipe off the blood. Besides, I'm certain there are better ways to hide the murder weapon than
what
this.
are you talking about?
Then what's the reason for this?
That's.
I honestly have no idea. I think it's a red herring, like I said before.
Well,
We should investigate where this weapon came from. God, do I sound nasally to y'all? Because I feel and sound nasally. So what if I have gold on my hand? Maki does it too. I can already see it now. Oh, yeah. And then, like, they're going to be like, no, she touched it during the investigation, not afterwards. We should investigate where this weapon came from. We might find a clue there. The anthropologist lab. I'm going to make sure the katana indeed came from that room. Okay, there's still some things to investigate here. Alright. A little sniffly, but allergies suck. That busty, brainy beauty has this all figured out.
Huh?
You know who the culprit is? Is it you, Mew?
what was that?
The culprit? Fuck that.
Hey,
Shuichi, do we really have time to be listening to her? I mean, the game is making me listen to these people, okay? Wait, goddammit. Are you just gonna ignore my genius idea? Just listen to me, okay? Come on, listen to me. Listen.
Okay.
Well, if you're gonna twist my arm, then I'll tell ya. You better thank me for this.
you know.
I know y'all are dumber than fleas, but even you get how weird these wax dolls are, right? They are strange. Are they for the ritual or another purpose?
Well then.
But I figured it out. That was just one glance. These are
Could it
diversions.
be?
Diversions?
Listen up.
Yep, the culprit used these wax dolls to distract us from something.
Got a minute?
What do you mean by that?
What?
How should I know? This isn't the Sherlock Holmes job. No!
knew it.
Stop! We love Sherlock Holmes, which I should be playing that tomorrow night with Grant. So come back for that. You're a waste of time. Maki turned and walked away. I can't say I blame
What was
her.
that?
Huh? The hell is her problem? She's on the rag or something. So Angie made these wax dolls, huh? The resemblance is pretty uncanny. They say the devil's in the details, you know? Let's just see how detailed these really are. Hey! Mew tried to look up the wax figure skirt. No! What are you doing? Stop that! I just want to see the dolls wearing panties. Wait, do you have a doll fetish? Are you excited that your dead girlfriend's a doll now? If you like wax dolls so much, then go fuck the doll already. No! No! I started to agree with Maki. Talking to Mew is a waste of time. Listen! The game made me talk to her. I didn't want to talk to these people. Wouldn't it be looking down the doll skirt? They're hanging upside down. Yeah, really. For real. I'm not sure if this is okay to say this or not, but could Tenko be the culprit?
Huh?
Why Tenko? Out of curiosity. Oh, it's not like I have proof or anything, but earlier I heard Himiko say that Tenko was trying to betray the student council.
No.
So you suspect Tenko?
Actually.
Because as a member of the student council, she would have been allowed into the lab.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Angie did allow members of the student council to enter her lab. Angie had been shut away her working on the rituals by herself since yesterday. She said she would only unlock the door if she heard a student council's member's voice.
That's true.
That would certainly point to Tenko. She did betray the student council, after all.
No.
It's not that I want to suspect Tenko, but since only student council members would have been let in here... So Angie only let in student council members. That would be Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tenko, and Sumagi. Of that group, Tenko is certainly the most suspicious. I'm sus of Sumagi for like 2 seconds, but no one else could get in because Angie locked the door unless there's a secret passage. Well, this also just answered it. Like, no one else would be allowed in unless if they were student council members. And, like, we don't know if someone, like, impersonated somebody. Like, I know, like, we've already clarified that she doesn't impersonate other people. She cosplays as characters, not people. But at the same time, like, I'm a tad sus. What else is there to investigate? Oh, Gonta's here. I didn't realize Gonta was here.
Why?
A murder at nighttime is strange. Impossible, even.
Why?
If we operate under the assumption that there is another way in, that it may not be someone from council betrayal or not. Yeah. I think the game wants us to think it's Tenko. Gonta, please, you sweet bean. I think the game wants us to think it's Tenko, but I don't think it is. Why do you think that?
Right.
Because student council made rules that we know can be outside during nighttime. Everyone should have been asleep. No way murder could have happened at nighttime. Well, that doesn't mean people are gonna follow the rules, Gonta. Ew. Do you really think that everyone would go along with that rule? But Atua's rule. Angie says he punish us if we not follow his rules. Well, Angie's dead, so Atua is dead. Thank God. The student council wasn't included in that, correct? They could do what they wanted. Angie was also working here at night. She was?
But...
No way. Student council would never break own rules. Yeah, Angie said they could break their own rules. They shouldn't have been asleep in their own rooms. To set good example to others. See, I vote Gonta as the president of the student council. I vote Gonta. Who else votes Gonta? Foxy, do you vote Gonta? Foxy votes Gonta. Thank you, Foxy. Thank you for your input. He's a sweet bean. Let him have this. Gonta for president of the world. He'll make bugs live forever, and I'm kind of not okay with that. Maybe Angie got attacked while she's asleep in her room, then get brought here.
Gonta, idiot.
If so, Gonta could have saved her. If only Gonta saw. No, Gonta, don't cry, baby, no. But Gonta was sleeping. Sorry, Angie. Gonta, could save you. I find it hard to believe that no one went outside in spite of the student council rule. Alright, am I allowed to leave now? No? What the fuck? Do I have to talk to Maki, even though Maki's been with me this entire time? I mean, isn't the president of the student council basically the president of the world? That is, okay, yeah, that is true. I just want to confirm something. When we got to this lab, you're sure that the front door is locked?
Okay.
Yes, I'm positive. And then we got a flashback. Woo.
I knew it.
The front entrance was locked until Kokichi picked the lock to open it. Pulled out lock set and was able to clack it open. Open sesame. I'm gonna use that now. So he picked the cylinder lock open.
Hey.
Do you think anyone else could have opened the lock besides him?
That's true.
It would have been impossible from the outside. Monocubs have the keys. Yeah, they fucking... Monodam fucking ate the key. Fucking Namacron. Namacon. So Kokichi's the only one who could have opened or closed the door from the outside, right? Correct. Only Kokichi... Oh, I think Kokichi also wanted Angie dead. But Kokichi is suspected for like literally every trial so far. So. But someone inside could have opened and closed it as they pleased. So the front door was locked from the inside of the room.
No.
Not necessarily. I'm just thinking possibilities. Yeah, but I feel like Kokichi's another red herring. Kokichi is always a red herring. He always has been. He has been for me, at least in every trial. In terms of, like, I think it's him, but then the game's like, no, it's not him. Because he always makes himself look sus, even when he's not. But in that case, the question becomes how the person who locked the doors got out. How the culprit got out of the classroom after locking the doors. Okay, then I guess we have to look at the back door. Kokichi is a lie! Oh, wait. Is a liar. Liar! This door is the back lab's back door. This door has a sliding lock and it's still locked.
That's true.
And because no one has used this door since we came in here, I believe Angie locked this door when she came in, and it's been locked ever since.
Hey.
Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, well, what's this? Ooh, there's specs here. Ooh. That made a noise. That made a sound effect. Look, there's something gold and shiny on the tab of the sliding lock. Gold and shiny? Could it be?
Is that all right?
May I see that for a minute? I want to try moving the sliding lock.
So what?
Do you want to unlock it? Go ahead, do what you want. Carefully touch the knob of the lock, avoiding the gold parts, and softly slid the lock open.
Okay.
Just as I suspected, this lock will slide without much effort. Whether you lock it or unlock it. This could be an important clue. Interesting. Alright. It's strange that the front door and back door have different locks. The front door that we came in from has a cylinder, and the rear door over there has a sliding lock. But by the time we discovered the body, both doors were locked.
Is this...
In other words, this is what you might call a locked room mystery, right? Locked,
You're
huh?
right.
Yes, the cylinder lock's key was taken by the monocubs, so both doors could only be locked from the inside. But only if you rule out Kokichi's lockpicking, right? He could have picked the cylinder lock on the front door to get in and out of the lab. So he could have created this locked room mystery. It's possible that he locked the door from the outside by picking it after he killed Angie.
If I remember correctly.
That's true.
That's right.
Also, he appeared at an oddly convenient time when we tried to enter the lab ourselves.
I knew it.
He's clearly suspicious. It is suspicious, but the solution seems a little too convenient. Oh god, is this going to be another suicide one? Maybe? But what would she have used? Because, well, then what would the duct tape be for? I'm not sure. What else is here to investigate? Oh, the front door. Oh. Never mind. Okay. Am I missing something with Angie's body? Oh, do we have to look at all of them? Okay. Oh no, that's not what I want. Just saying that wouldn't be very creative in the aspect of being a murder mystery since it was done before. What is the splat on the back door? It's paint. It's all paint splatters. 4 effigies are hung up with a rope from the ceiling's exposed beams. These wax fingers are definitely the same ones Angie made, but why are they hung up? Is it also part of the resurrection ritual? Is there another purpose? It would take a lot of work to hang these all up. That implies there was a reason behind it. But what was the reason and who did it? The culprit? Oh, pool of blood. Okay. Small pool of blood has emanated from Angie's torso. Maybe the Nama 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 again? No, it's the pool of blood. I didn't realize it was a touchable thing. Touch. I boop the blood. A small pool of blood has emanated from Angie's torso. This can't be from her forehead. The blood looks like from the back of the neck. This blood is dry. Must have been spilled a few hours before Angie was killed. Maybe more. That fits the 2 a.m. time of death listed in the Monokuma file. Angie's body appears to be exactly as described in the Monokuma file. There were several he keeps very deeply, and I am concerned for Shuichi. There were several clues that caught my attention, but I can't draw any conclusions yet. If we think about all the evidence in combination, that might tell us something. Let's continue investigation for now. Maki is silent.
So what?
It's not that important, but the only time you're reliable is when you're investigating a crime scene. Is that supposed to be a compliment?
Like I'd know.
Who knows? Certainly more reliable than Kaito, at least. That guy is useless. Let's continue. I think we're investigating. Alright. Thonk. I love that emote. That emote is very cute. Thonk. Do we need an Aaron Thonk emote? Is that the missing emote we need to the puzzle? Is this really the time to rest? I don't think we found enough clues yet. We don't know how much time we have left to investigate, so we need to hurry up. Right, first we should investigate the ultimate anthropologist lab.
That's true.
Maki, what do you make sense of this? Shuichi, Do you have any leads? Shuichi, Maki, any sense of all? Maki, I'm going to kill you. Something wrong? Just occurred to me. Why am I acting like your partner?
Sure, whatever.
Well, it's fine. Just don't get used to it. It's not like as I asked you, but it's fine by me. It's better than Kaito, let's be real. At least Maki is like Kyoko. Like, she's actually helpful. Maki is a tremendous help to me. Yes, please let me leave now. Please let me take another bite of cake. Down the spooky hallway we go. Woohoo. I think Korokio's lab is my favorite so far. Ah, it's a fake sword. Or no, is that the sheath? Yeah, but Kyoko wasn't a bitch. That is very true. Kyoko was a sweet bean. And we love her. Why is this turned? I don't understand. Alright. If I remember correctly, the gold leaf katana is from this case. Hey, thank you for the follow, alien. Welcome to the Hacker Rats. Hacker Rat Army, welcome our new friend here. Spam the rat emote in chat. How are you doing? Content warning for murder and blood. Just in case. Yeah, we love to see the Hacker Rats. Oh, and I added Alma. So y'all, if you're a subscriber, you can use Alma now. It's just the sheath. Nice murder and blood. Yes, look at Alma. And I have Foxy right here. He is my stream companion today. We love murder and blood. I don't know if there's any other content warnings to be handed out, because I've not played this game before. Oh yes, we love Gundam. Gundam, my beloved. I need to add an Aiden sound react and a Wrench sound react. I know which ones I want, but I have to like actually go into Watch Dogs Bloodline and like rip them myself. It's just the sheath. It's just the tip. Earlier, we need a Cards Against Humanity Danganronpa version. Can we Kickstarter fund this? Alma will take over the world. She fucking will. Alma, my fucking beloved. I love her. Credit to Mary for coming up with the name of Alma, and then credit to me for having that plush and being like, wow, like, you're this character that you made with this cat slime blob looks like my plush. And then we fuse the two together. So Alma's now my plush, and I love her. Earlier, the katana was inside the sheath. The gold leaf katana definitely came from here. I'm certain of it. Doesn't that make Kyo suspicious? This is his research lab after all.
No.
Not necessarily. Anyone could have come in here and take it.
That's true.
Fair enough. Anyone could have done the same with my lab too. Woohoo. Ah, Kokichi. What are you doing here? Fusion meow. Oh? What are you guys doing here?
Ew.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be helping with the seance? His only redeeming quality is that laugh. That's the only redeeming quality about Kokichi. You look so disgusted right now. Then again, I guess that's your signature look.
Anyway.
I forgot to bring something we need for the seance, so I came back to get it. Something for the seance? Yep, that white sheet over there. Ah, this white sheet. We brought the wooden dog statue in the cage already, but I guess we need that sheet too.
What is it?
I don't get it. Why do you guys need a cage, a wooden dog statue, and a white sheet? Hey, don't ask me. I don't know why we need that stuff either.
So that means...
That's why I figured I'd do a little research on the sands before I got the sheet.
Huh?
Study? So, let's see. Kokichi took a look around, and I heard it was like some old handmade book. Oh, is this it?
Yeah.
Yep, it's the Caged Dog Village right here on the cover, so it must be it. Let's see, what does it say about the Caged Child Seance? Kokichi flipped through the old book he picked up. Oh, is this the page? It's hard to read, but I can see the Caged Child is mentioned here.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was going to be voice acted. Okay. Yeah. Kyo's drawing is the same magic circle as the one in the picture. Ooh, can Gundam and Kyo meet? I need that fanfiction where they both like draw like puzzles or like symbols on the floor. Please. I need this. I need it so bad. Let's see. In order to perform the Caged Child, you need 5 people, including the spirit medium, in a dark place with no
If
light.
I remember correctly.
Just like Kyo said. First, draw the magic circle passed down from the Caged Dog Village on the ground. In the center of the circle, the spirit medium must kneel curled like a turtle and rest their forehead on a stone on the ground. Afterward, the 4 other participants must put the iron cage over the spirit medium and cover it with a white sheet. And finally, the dog god must be placed on top of the
I
cage.
see.
Also, it says we can't step on the magic circle during our preparations. The dog god? Do you mean the wooden dog statue?
Yeah.
When preparations are complete, turn out all the lights to create complete darkness. The seance will begin when the 4 participants are each standing at a corner of the room. 4 participants, not including the spirit medium, will sing the Caged Child song. After the song asked, is the Caged Child, then say the name of the spirit. The spirit medium will reply in the voice of the summoned spirit, and that's all it says. That sounds complicated.
But...
Complicated plans have a better chance of working out in the end, wouldn't you say? Whether it works or not, Kyo has been wanting to conduct the seance for a while. Maybe he wanted a reason to conduct the seance. Oh yeah, he said he memorized every word of it too. That's probably why he left the book here, because he can conduct the seance without it.
But
But isn't it even possible contacting Angie's ghost? If you're so curious, why don't you join us, Shuichi?
Huh? Well, you know.
You should see how it plays out with your own eyes.
See?
There's still time, you know. The seance hasn't even started yet.
That's true.
Maybe it's better if you join them.
Huh?
You
I
think?
don't understand.
Well, I'm not going. I don't believe in seances. But whatever you believe it or not, as a detective, you should be there to observe what happens. As a detective, huh?
okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now you're talking.
All right.
Well, I'll be waiting for you. Out of the 3 empty rooms, we're in the middle one. Kokichi spoke as though he was inviting me to go play, then left the room. Alright. Yes. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Seance time. There's markings on the wall.
Hello.
Ah, I love Korkio. I love this man. So, Kokichi tells me you wish to participate in the seance as well, Shuichi. You are most welcome to join us.
Oh.
Is what I would like to say. However, only 5, including the spiritual medium, may join.
Oh, man.
What a shame. Well, Keyboy, you're out.
Me?
Why me? That's homophobic. Why him? This isn't intended to be robophobic, but like maybe like the spirit, it won't work with him because he's technically a robot. I don't know how his robot mechanisms work to begin with. Listen, I want my cake. Leave me alone. I agree with Kokichi. I was thinking this for a while.
Listen up.
Robots and seances don't mix. They're like toothpaste and orange juice. Ew. Even drinking water after brushing your teeth tastes disgusting.
You see.
To be honest, I had the same thought. Your help was appreciated, Kibo.
Why, you?
Don't any of you feel guilty for kicking me out after forcing me to come? That's why we're apologizing.
Do not mock me!
No one's apologized yet.
Oh, man.
Fine, our bad. Just don't get mad and start shooting electromagnetic waves at us.
How rude!
Why would I do that?
Stop it.
Stop whining, Kibo. I want to start the seance as soon as possible.
Technically speaking, what makes it so likely that we have spirits and Kibo doesn't? What are humans but fleshy machines? Mary have a point there. But fine. But I won't forget this betrayal, Shuichi. What did I do? He just showed up after being invited by Kokichi. So now Shuichi has joined us. First, some warnings.
Do you understand?
Do not enter the magic circle that I have drawn on the floor. It is drawn with purifying salt, so it is easily disturbed when stepped on. You drew this magic circle with salt?
That's correct.
I always use salt for magic circles. It makes seances more likely to succeed.
Well then.
Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse.
Okay.
Got it. I'll be careful. Surprised you were able to draw this without even looking at the picture.
Do not worry.
I have the entire document memorized, so this magic circle should be perfect. Of course, I also have the Cage Child's song memorized. You must do the same.
Do you understand?
I've copied the words to the song down here. Please commit it to memory. Do we have the tune? Did you give us the tune to the song? How can we sing it if we don't know the tune? What was that? That was a weird pop-up. Did anyone else see that? Well, thank God I'm not partaking in the seance. Everyone else has already memorized it. After all, you'll be unable to read in the dark.
Huh?
To memorize the lyrics now?
Oh.
You're a detective, so I expect your memory to be up to the task. Here's the melody. Listen to Kyo sing the song and did my best to memorize the melody and lyrics.
Okay.
Alright, I think I got it now. Your memory is extraordinary. You are indeed the ultimate detective. Oh. Oh, what?
Well then.
Let us begin the ritual right away. That pop-up was a reaction response? What? I've never seen that in a Danganronpa game. Ever.
How exciting!
Yay, we finally get to see Angie!
So then.
Before then, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl.
And I'll do it. I can't think of anyone but me that anti-spirit should go in.
No.
No, I'll do it. Because if you're the spirit medium, you won't be able to talk to Angie.
That's right.
You want to talk to Angie, right? Then I'll be the spirit medium. That way you can say goodbye to her. And after you finish saying your goodbyes, keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
Please. By the way,
Also, Himiko, let me say this one thing. Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So if you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too.
damn it!
And venting your anger onto someone can really cheer you up.
Yes.
This girl just went through like 5 emotions in like 2 seconds. Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger. I think you've trained too much. I sent it to you on Discord because I don't know if links are allowed. Link locks are not allowed, but you might be exempt from that. What do you mean? It won't let me watch on my phone. Meh. Meh. Okay. Yeah. It's like you're not logged in. You're probably right. As soon as I show them made up, that's good.
So then,
So now that we've decided on a spiritual medium, let's us begin.
Yes.
Right, Himiko, I'll see you later.
now I would like the spirit medium Tenko to sit within the
Tenko?
center circle.
Oh, it's Tenko? Oh god, that makes it worse. Fucking hate that.
Please be sure to walk on the path so as not to disturb the magic circle.
Make sure you watch your steps since it's so dark in here.
Next, you must be as a turtle within that circle. Please rest your forehead upon this stone marker I've placed here.
It's just a stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it'll work?
Certainly. It is merely needed as a marker for her forehead to rest upon.
Like this?
This may be uncomfortable, but please endure it until the seance is complete. Whatever you do, you mustn't raise your head or change positions.
Piece of cake. I have 5-star flexibility.
As expected from the ultimate Aikido master.
So then,
Starting now, the rest of us must go to work. There are many things left to be done.
let's see.
First, we must place this iron cage on top of Tanko. Shall leave that to Shuichi and Kokichi. And please keep in mind, walk carefully so to not disturb the magic circle.
Yeah.
Okay, you can count on me. I may not look like it, but I'm actually super duper strong. I don't fucking believe that.
I shouldn't have lied. I'm way too weak for this kind of stuff.
I knew it.
It's made of iron. No wonder it's heavy.
Hold on! Don't just drop it on top of me!
I know. It wouldn't be very funny if a body discovery announcement happened during this.
Please don't jinx us!
I'm tired. So, next, we cover the basket with a white cloth, right?
This is actually like really cool. We get to see this play out like
I
this.
shall take that role. All right. Everything is prepared. Tenko, how are you doing?
Well, I can only see the floor from this position, but I think I'm fine.
The final step is to place the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. The 4 of us may need to do this together. The statue is quite heavy.
Even with 4 people, it's still really heavy.
Can we just look at Shuichi's face? he's just like
Oh, holy crap, this weighs a ton!
I admire the voice actors.
No, it is not much more than 175 pounds.
That's as much as I weigh.
I'm totally wiped.
I could have used my magic to carry it easily, but seances and magic don't mix.
Are you sure it's okay to put something so heavy on top of the cage?
The iron cage was made specifically for seances, so it can hold this weight.
Okay. I guess that's fine then.
Oh my god, she is fucking stepping on the salt. You must not disturb the salt in any part of the symbol. Himiko's stepping on the salt. Maybe she's... I don't know if it's like an error on their part
Let us exit
or
the magic
purposeful.
circle. Take care to avoid disturbing it. So then,
This is the point of no return, Tanko. After this point, you mustn't speak. Next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you.
Got it.
Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance.
well then,
The rest of us shall move to the corners of the room. Please go to one of your choosing. We each stood in a different corner. Oh, I love how it changes perspectives to show that we're standing in a corner and not by the door.
now we darken the room. Kokichi and Shuichi are closest to the candles. Please blow out the candles. You should be able to follow the walls in the dark.
So go back to the corner of the room after it's dark. Okay, got it.
You needn't move, Himiko. There are many gaps in the floor near you.
Yeah, got it.
Once the room is dark, I will begin the song. Please sing along with me. Then, I will call out to Angie. Until she replies, there must be silence.
After the seance is done, Shuichi and I are supposed to light the candles again, right?
Correct. I brought matches from the warehouse, so please use those.
Okie dokie, then I'll blow out the candle now.
I walked up to the closest flame and blew out the flame. Much like on the Nintendo DS where you could like actually blow into the thing. The room instantly fell into complete darkness, pitch black darkness, so dark I couldn't even see my own body. Overcome my instinctual fear of the dark, I moved along the wall back to my corner, then began the singing. Do they sing?
At last, at long last.
Oh god, this singing is so painful. Cue let us on the caged child song.
Young guard dog and little lost girl, sealed within an iron cage.
Oh, this is actually, okay, this isn't that bad.
At mountain's bottom, within the darkness, at last, at long last. How many will there be by dawn? Will there be two or just one?
Uh-oh.
Will the guard dog run far away, or did it eat the little girl? At last, at long last.
Oh, it doesn't end on tonic. That's interesting. Achievement unlocked. Reach out and touch Wraith. Finished singing the song, but I thought I heard an odd sound in the middle of it. What was that?
Say,
Is the caged child Angie Yonaga? He began calling. Now the medium answers.
say,
Is the caged child Angie Yonaga? What's going on?
say.
Is the caged child Angie Yonaga?
What's the matter?
Oh, Himiko, you fucking ruined it.
What's wrong? Why won't Angie answer?
Hold on.
Himiko, I was very clear that you were not to speak, yes? Something's weird. Why won't she answer? Maybe it failed?
Let's see.
Let's light the candles briefly.
Huh?
What? Is that okay?
Well.
Just for now. Confused, I walked on along back to the candle. I managed to strike the match and lit the candle once again. It broke. The thing broke, didn't it? Hey, what's going on? Did it really fail?
Cannot be.
That shouldn't be the case. The seance was perfect.
What?
Is Angie not coming? Is that still Tanko in there?
Well, did we really expect as audience members to think it was actually gonna work, because that would have been like the easy way out of the trial. But did the floor give out under the cage? Ooh, that's a possibility. That is a possibility, because the floor is weak. I'm surprised it wouldn't have, like, all of it wouldn't have fallen and just stick around Tanko. Tanko?
I see, yes.
I told her that she mustn't speak until the spirit enters her. She follows orders well, but how about we let her out for now?
Hold on.
Wait. Dark arts such as this need to be started and completed the same way. Those who remove objects from the magic circle must be the same who brought them in. If not, the spirit may stay in the medium's body. Alright, now I got popcorn. Ooh, poppycorn! Well, because the floor is supported in sections, so the cage could be sitting on the supports. Ooh, that is very true.
Man.
Seeing as how this was a failure, I don't think any spirit is sticking around, but whatever. Yeah, there's a wooden plank there now. That wasn't there before, I don't think. Just like setting up, Kyo instructed us how to clean everything up. We are careful to remove everything exactly in order Kyo directed.
I will remove the sheet.
Alright, what's our bets? That doesn't look like... Oh my god, I see blood. I see blood. Oh no. Kyo pinched the fabric gently. Oh, she fucking did. Oh my gosh, she fucking did. Oh my goodness. Kyo pinched the fabric gently and pulled it aside. Well, this makes sense. Third trial is usually a double murder. It's always been a double murder in these games. Trial 3 in Danganronpa 1 was Hifumi and Taka. Trial 3 in Danganronpa 2 was Ibuki and Hyoko, and this is trial 3. Miss Keisha! Oh my gosh, she fucking dead. Great TikTok. Or not TikTok. Great Vine. Love it. So good. Kyo pulled it aside. Oh? She did.
Perhaps.
Something is amiss. Body discovery announcement? Himiko ran toward the cage as a sprint. Himiko, I told you not to step on the... But she wasn't listening. She jumped onto the cage and... All of her friends just died. If you think about it. Because Angie was really close to Tanko. And then Tanko was really close to Himiko. Or... Angie was really close to Himiko, and so was Tenko. She didn't even make a sound being stabbed. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe the ghost of Angie was like, you fucking killed me, so I'm about to fucking kill you. Maybe that's it. Maybe they killed each other. Maybe that's it. Fueled by desperation, Himiko grabbed the cage, lifted it up, and... Oh, there's a wooden slat in there. There was a misplaced slat.
Really?
Who thought there'd be another victim during the investigation? Many Monophanes green puke was predicting this tragedy. Ew, is it red now? Normal. Ew! 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 It played. It didn't take long for everyone to come running.
What?
Tanko, seriously? What is this? How did this happen?
How did this happen?
Tanko, Gonta's so sorry. Gonta no could protect you.
Got a minute?
Shuichi, explain! Explain! Thought you were conducting the seance. What happened?
Well, that's...
I don't know. What's happening? Oh my god. I think it knows that when putting it on her.
What on earth?
Well, it wasn't misplaced until after the seance had started. Maybe someone planned it purposefully. There goes all this hard work. Poor fucking Korikyo. He just wanted to do his fucking seance. Yes or no, you should maybe start investigating.
Say,
For that, I would like to confirm something. The culprit who killed Angie may be different from the culprit who killed Tanko, yes?
huh? If so...
What happens in the event there are 2 murders by 2 people? What if there are 2 blackened? Will we need to find them both at the class trial?
That's right.
Now that you mention it, that's a good point. What would happen in that scenario? What would happen? Monodam, what would happen? What would happen?
Not that.
Why do you look lost too, Monodam? I thought you were gonna run things instead of Monica. I can't say daddy. Sorry. I never expected something like this to happen. I don't know what to do. I really don't. Oh man, they're all disorganized. If you can't decide the class trial's objective, then we won't know what to investigate. Father always knows what to do. We should ask him for help. Ask the skeleton of a fucking bear that you made his hair fall out. Okay, sure. Unless Tanko was an accomplice in the actual Black and tied up loose ends because they thought they'd spilled the beans during the trial. Ooh. But how would they have known that Tanko would have been the one doing the seance? They wouldn't have known that.
No way.
Have you already forgotten? Daddy's in no condition to help us. Yeah. This creepy looking motherfucker.
It's all our fault that Daddy ended up like that.
I remember how I said I wasn't gonna say that, and now here I am. I guess I'm committing to it now. It's all your fault, Monofini.
Help! We don't know what to do on our own.
Gotta use the power of love. That ought to snap him back to normal. Could have been the last second decision after learning about the seance. True. That is just an empty shell now.
That's right.
That's not true. Anything is possible with the power of love.
That's a great song from Back to the Future 1, by the way.
Father!
Oh, yay. Finally, he's alive. Thank God. Aw, you're making me blush.
Here I am.
I'm back. Were you good while I was away? Oh, I see 2 murders. Ew.
You so much, my adorable darling cousin.
Why did he lick himself? Ew. 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 No.
With you running the academy, I was able to fully enjoy my relaxing vacation.
At least he's blushing. That's actually a cute look on him.
Oh, that tickles. Father's intense love is getting me all soaked.
Daddy, your tongue feels amazing. This better not awaken anything in me.
I am not okay with any of this. I am not okay. I'm not okay. Oh my goodness. I just want to eat my cake and soul is okay. Man, that vacation was just as what I needed. It's important to take time off to relax.
To tell you the truth,
Normally, most companies won't even let you take time off to go on vacation. Took a turn I didn't see coming. This game is fucking horny. Alright? I don't know what it is, but they are. And it's like, sometimes it's like just like low key. It's like, oh, haha, that's funny. Haha, sexual, cool. And then it's like overt. Like that. It's just like, what? We all need brain bleach. Where's the brain bleach to clean our minds out of this filth? Listen, Mary. Okay, well, Mary, you're in charge of the 4th wall breaking, so I'm not putting you in charge of the brain bleach. If Yolfador was here, I would put him in charge of the brain bleach, but I don't know where he is. Bonk, go to horny jail. Do we need a bonk emote? Is that one we need? Fuck. Wait, what? What word did you even use? I don't know what you used. No. Wait, to horny jail you go. Automod, what are you doing? It denied them from saying something. But oh my god, I guess horny is just too out there. I guess it is. I'll fix Automod. I'll fix it. Mary, can you remind me to fix that later? But I was able to do it. The secret is just to not leave whether you got permission or not. You gotta do full caps. Well, no, because you're moderator, so, like, you surpass the auto mod. Wait, so then who's this Baldy then?
Yeah? Hey!
Why?
Alright, can we actually, like, get to the point of the murder? It's denied me before. I don't remember that.
Yeah?
What happens to your votes if there are two blackened candidates?
I'll answer that.
Well, I have an answer. It's first come, first served.
Hey,
The blackened who killed the first victim to be discovered will be your target.
in other words...
If the blackened who killed Angie isn't the same who killed Tanko, then only Angie's killer would be considered the blackened. Basically, Tanko's killer waste to kill, and Tanko herself is a waste of a victim.
Now then.
Oh, I'll add this to your school's regulations so you can review it later. I also dated the Monokuma file. Do your best to investigate this murder too.
Second time getting auto-modded. Sigh.
Father!
Daddy!
I don't need that shit. So long, Bearwell?
How nice!
No.
So long. Farewell.
That was a strange turn of events. Alright.
Listen closely.
I'll also delete all my previous messages again. Yeah, it does that when, like, you get auto-modded. I don't know how to turn that off. I don't know if I can turn that off. If both murders will have different culprits, then our vote will determine Angie's killer. But we don't even know if there's a different culprit, do we?
Let's see.
True, we should investigate Tanko's case as well, just in case.
How exciting.
Finally, things are heating up. I'm getting so excited.
Piece of shit!
Shuichi!
This is bad.
Huh?
This is unquestionably bad. I can't believe Tanko was killed. Everyone's upset and confused, and I'm in no shape to help right
But
now.
you know,
So this is where I need you to step up.
listen up.
The impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so.
Okay.
Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the light off, carry me home. Sorry, I'm in a very musical mood tonight. Automa is actually Thanos. One misstep and snap, you get removed from chat history. I guess we could rule out whoever was in the room during the seance. True, yeah. For Tanko's killer, at least. Because they could be two different ones, or they could be the same one and the same. Although Mary's idea, I think it was Mary's idea of Tanko being an accomplice for Angie's killer, and then the actual killer, like, getting rid of Tanko as liability.
All right.
Now let's check the Monokuma file first. Victim is Tanko Kabashira, Ultimate Keto Master. The body was found in the middle empty room on the 4th floor. The time of death is approximately 11 a.m. The only visible injury is a stab wound to the back of the neck. Stab wound on her neck, the same as Angie's cause of death. Doesn't look like a coincidence. Maybe it's Angie's curse.
Jeez.
God, not again. Oh my god.
Hey!
Oh my god. No! Kaito, no! So Kokichi, Korokiyo, Shuichi, and Himiko, yeah, they're all safe. Theoretically safe.
What? Curse!
This poor man. This poor Maki.
Kaito, calm down.
Maki's never been held in her life. This is a first.
No way there's a curse! Don't screw around!
You're the one who's screwing around.
I ship this so hard. It's lore now in my head, Automata Sanders. You can't make me believe otherwise. My chat has lore, and I love it.
Do you want to die?
Oh, what? Just saw me reverberate through the room. Did you, like, fucking knock him out? Oh, you punched him. How could you? How could you know? Chat lore.
Are you okay? My bad.
Oh, no. No, baby. We don't need 3 murders. No, no. My bad, Shuichi. I'm starting to feel bad, but for a different reason. I'm gonna get some fresh air, so I'll leave this to you and Maki roll. Kaido left the room still a little bit wobbly. Should we resume the investigation? Time is of the essence.
That's correct.
True. We haven't had time to mourn Tenko's death as our own lives are at risk.
That's true, but Angie and then Tenko. And to think earlier I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko.
How can this be?
It's all Gonta's fault. Gonta failed to protect friends again. They all need hugs. They all do. All of them do. I will hug all of them. With the exception of a few of them, like Hifumi. I will not hug him. No, no. Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone is panicking. I have to keep it together. I have to work harder because I'm a detective. I'm the ultimate detective.
Well...
Okay, so I'm ruling out Kibo and Gonta. Okay. So who does that leave? That leaves Sumagi, Kokichi. No, Kokichi was in the room. Maki was out of the room. And Kaito. It's too dark in here. We can't investigate even if we wanted to. Going to bring candles from other room to make this room bright, okay?
No.
That won't be necessary. Yeah, that's not necessary at all. Why? Show him, Kibo. Show him your new power. Is it a flashlight that's at his crotch? Is that what it is?
His eyes lit up.
I love this. I'm so here for this content.
I'm Yui Ruma, the gorgeous girl genius, have installed a new function in Kibo.
I love this.
Just leave it to me. I will become the guiding light that shines on you all.
Shine on, shine on!
Anime
Shine on,
line.
you crazy fucking diamond!
Miu, Sumagi, Maki, and Kaito. Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, this is much better.
Oh, man.
Man, what a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something.
It's okay.
But it's bright now. Should we hurry and investigate?
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Flashlight function. I love it. I'm so here for it. Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to Monkuma file, her only injury is a stab wound to her neck, so it must be the front of the neck. This wound was fatal. This have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Oh, wait. Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain? Her death may have not been instant, but she shouldn't have gone far before she bled out.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What's the point?
You were concerned about that, right?
Okay.
With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. Speaking from experience?
That's obvious.
Of course. Quick deaths are my specialty. Well, then that makes sense.
By the way,
The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. Right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. Rock next to Tenko body. This must be the forehead thing. Makes sense why she didn't make a sound then. It's like night vision, just worse because now the enemy can see you better as well. Tanko had her forehead on this rock hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage. They're pointing too much to different people. It's like they're trying to red herring everybody. Yeah, really. This floorboard is loose. It's on the right under Tanko.
Why?
Why is this floorboard
If
loose?
I remember correctly.
It wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance. Why would it come loose during the seance? Why are you repeating everything he says? Floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Then someone must have loosened it on purpose. Cage used in the seance looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's pretty large.
Okay.
Big enough for a person to fit inside. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tanko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. It was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first. Everyone is a red herring, therefore the criminal is the only one without any leads. Oh well, I finally come back and there's a dead person. Hey, Combat Butler, how are you? Welcome. It's nice to see you. How's your classes going? This is the second dead person. Quick, hide the bodies. Zavi says that all the time when they stream. When someone raids them. Like, quick, hide the bodies. Okay, chat, hide the bodies. But we're the hacker rat army. Fuck yeah. Why did I do this? I don't know. I keep thinking it's Friday. I actually thought today's Thursday was next Thursday, which would have been my orchestra concert. So, we're doing well. Look at this.
Is this?
A blood stain on the bottom of the cage. Perhaps, probably Tanko's blood, yeah?
That's true.
So tired because of them, lol. That's valid. Rock on. We're a bunch of rats in a trench coat. How's everyone else doing? I apparently am nasally for no reason. I better not be getting sick. I have a gala this weekend I'm going to with Rye. If Ryan's still here. I don't know if he is in chat. His splatter must have been when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Which means Tanko was killed while she was inside the cage.
Okay.
I think you're right. Tanko went under the cage before the seance. When the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
Then
She was stabbed right when the cage was lifted. That would explain the blood stain, right?
Huh?
Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted. That is a possibility. Huh. Alright, let's look at the white cloth. Is there blood on the white cloth? Oh, puppy. I gotta go no Wi-Fi, but good luck. I'll be back maybe. Alright, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Also, Ryan with the puppy emote. It's the white sheet we used for the seance. This is placed on top of the cage. Q is the one who removed it.
is this?
His cloth is pretty thick. Similar to a white curtain, but it's completely opaque and on the back. Look, there's a blood stain on it right around the middle of the sheet.
But
No hole in the fabric, which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through the cloth.
Okay.
She was stabbed while underneath the cloth. We already knew that. Alright, dog statue. Wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. Seance, this wooden statue is on top of the cage. Took 4 of us to remove it. This wooden statue is pretty heavy.
If I remember
Q said it was
correctly-
about 175 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 girls. What do you know about girls? Have you ever touched a woman besides your mother? Ah! Yeah, I was about to say, that's kind of what we assumed. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Is this?
if this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily.
okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding either. Alright, time to investigate like literally everyone in the room. Oh, candle. Let's look at the candles. Hung on the wall, they're the only source of light in the room. There are no windows, so without the candles it was pitch black. But how did the culprit kill Tenko in the darkness? I don't like that that's implicating Maki.
I said things that made Tenko look suspicious, and now this. I'm sorry, Tenko.
Stop it.
Cry later.
What?
Huh?
Because.
Crying won't bring Tenko back, and if we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too.
Okay.
We need to find the truth and pin down the culprit for Tenko and all of us.
I guess.
You're right. Tenko would have wanted us to figure it out so she had no regrets. That would be the best way to apologize.
Alright, we'll talk to Maki last.
Oh, man.
What a lame function. You should have been made into a transform. Why is he still on about that? Alright, let's talk to Mew.
This investigation, is over and shut. And it's all thanks to me for giving Kibo his new function. Now then, Kung Fu's killers, obviously. What are you stupid assholes who signed up to do this bullshit seance in the first place?
No.
No, that's not necessarily.
Huh?
Huh? Seriously? The seance was clearly set up to lure her in and kill her. How could someone who wasn't in the room kill her?
Could it be?
So you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance?
Fucking moron!
There's no other possibility. Shit for brains. God, you don't even know that?
It is true that Tenko was alive before the seance began. Tenko answered Kyo, so at that point she was most certainly alive, but when the candles were relit, she was dead. That meant she was killed in the dark, I'm positive. What time exactly was Tenko killed after the candles were blown out? That may be an important part of the case. Oh, I don't think we read the updated Monokuma file. Oh, nope. That's not what I wanted. Truth bullets. Second victim. Body was discovered in the vacant room on the 4th floor. The estimated time of death was 11 a.m. The victim was stabbed in the back of the neck. How was she stabbed in the back of the neck if she was laying on the ground? Unless if like they lifted the board up next to her and then stabbed her over like that. That would make sense. Yeah, okay. That would make sense. Alright, let's Korkio, unless she moved when she wasn't supposed to. Mayhaps. Why did this?
I knew it.
Kyo, I know the murder was pretty
But
shocking.
of course.
Of course. I'm shocked about that as well. But why did the seance fail? We performed all the steps flawlessly. He seems more concerned by that than the murder.
Ah, yes.
Oh, if we performed the cage trial again, summon Tenko's spirit this time.
Stupid.
Cut the crap. Just tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Shuichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the
I
seance?
see, yes.
True. It may have been best to move past what happened to know why the seance failed.
So.
Whatever, just hurry up. At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself as a turtle with a magic circle, so her head touched the marker stone. Then Shuichi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko. After that, I placed the white cloth over the cage. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god on top of the cage. I blame Himiko for stepping on the salt. That is valid. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Shuichi blew out the candles.
Yes.
Finally, we sang the cage child's song. The seance should have been complete, but now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. Will there be by dawn? Will there be 2 or just 1? It's conveniently right there in the... Oh. Blood flew with enough momentum to hit the cloth. Yeah. It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone may have tripped, perhaps. It was a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows
What do you
something.
mean?
And then what happened?
Yes.
We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Shuichi and Kokichi relight the candles.
And then we removed all the items from within the magic circle in the opposite order. First, all the 4 of us removed the dog god statue. Next, I took off the white cloth, and then... Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it... That sounds like Tanko was definitely killed during the seance.
No.
But it would not be difficult in such darkness. Besides, she was inside the cage, yes? Then when was she killed?
Well, that's...
Well, that is a problem.
I see, yes.
There is another problem.
How?
And that is, why ever did the seance fail? I can simply not figure it out. Because she died in the middle of the seance! Corkito, please!
Perhaps.
Maybe someone moved from their corner. Did someone else sneak in here?
What's the point?
Obviously, since the seance was clearly a sham. Maki never was one to pull her punches. Needs a live body, man. Come on. Kibo.
Leave it to me.
I will become the guiding light that shines on all of you. Okay. Let's go to talk to Gonta. How's the salt feeling on your feet, buddy?
Why?
First Angie, then Tanko.
How can this be?
Gonta is so ashamed. Why Gonta no could protect friends? Himiko's next.
Hey!
Himiko, hey Himiko, be strong, Himiko. We love him as a cheerleader. I love him. Gonta, if you shake Himiko that much, she's going to break. But she's not talking. It's like Himiko, not even here. She must have been really shocked over Tanko. Let's leave her be for now. Okay. Himiko. Alright, finally, let's talk to Maki. Maybe Kaito should hug Gonta. Yes, absolutely. I am here for the content. Do these floorboards seem a little unstable to you? They're tough to walk on. Floorboards aren't nailed down. They're just lying on top of cross pieces. So Gonta told me. That's probably the reason they're a little unstable. I am the light to lead you to safety. The beacon of hope along the coast guiding you home. Are those lyrics? Guiding home. That sounds so familiar to me. Please help me, Adrian, understand. They've only been laid on top. That's why they're unstable. Well, the boards are fairly thick and sturdy. I can't imagine they come loose easily. But if someone wanted to remove a floorboard, they could easily do so, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose. So, like, 3rd floor is beneath. So what's, like, directly beneath? That's my question. What's directly beneath this area? I suppose. Something you still have to investigate. Okay, ruined magic circle. Circle Kyo drew on the floor. Well, at least it was. It's been so completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable. Isn't lyrics just something I made up at the beginning while I was standing in the corner of the room? True. Was this drawn in salt? Yes. Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt. What? Feeling alright? You sound ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I have performed many successful seances. Why, I've even had spirits enter my body.
Right already.
Shut up. I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. Maki doesn't really beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually. In any case, with all these footprints, I can't make out the original circle. We'll find out in Kyo's lab. It should be written in a caged dog to village document. Hey. Isn't that right, Kyo? Seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense. What else do you need to investigate? Oh, there's a hole in the corner. Small opening in the corner of the room. Doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still. A hole. Looks like there's a space in here, too. Look, hold on. I can see something below. Looks like something dropped down there. Something dropped from here?
Hey.
After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see ourselves?
You're right.
Let's do
By
it.
the way,
Seems pretty dark down there. What should we use for light?
That's true.
Let's bring a candle. With Kibo's light from up here, that should be fine. Now I'll go get a candle. Remove that floorboard so we can go down. Pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki.
We carefully made our way through the hole under the floor. It's a lot more spacious than I thought. You could move pretty easily on all fours.
Okay.
Let's look around for clues. It'd look pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty place.
Okay.
Alright, so there's... Ah, bloody sickle. Definitely wants to point towards Maki for this one. Yeah. Look, part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboard is cut off.
That's true.
It's near the loose floorboard, and the portion missing is about the same width, too. From what I could see of it.
True.
It wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse, so they could have used that. The question is why? Another crosspiece is supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing. So what does this purpose serve? The floorboard underneath Tanko's body is loose, and the crosspiece supporting it has been cut. If the culprit did all this, then why? Blood dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood. This is definitely Tanko's. There's blood standing on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. But that's pretty far from where Tanko's blood is dripping down. It's just under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Maybe Angie was killed in this room. And then her body was moved. No, well, there's blood there too. But doesn't explain the dry blood, though. Unless if it was, like, from the sickle in the corner or something. Why is there blood here? Hey, the back of the floorboard has blood on it, too. You're right. There's a little bit of blood on the other side of the floor.
What do you mean?
Did Tenko's blood splatter here when she got killed?
It's true.
I wonder. I can't really be sure yet.
Okay.
But these blood stains here are completely dry. Must be some reason these particular stains are dry. Alright, bloody sickle. There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it. Whoa!
Okay.
It's fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon.
Is this...
This came from my research lab. It did?
Well...
A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes, too. If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. The blade's about 6 inches.
That's right.
Since Tenko was in a cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself. But even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it reach her neck?
That's true.
The cage is 3 feet high. If you were to stab into it with a 6-inch blade, well, it would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible. Her posture is the question. If the weapon is down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right? Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or they're still like acting like it came from above. It came from underneath, and it's like frustrating because it's like, oh man, gamer is stupid. Like, oh man. Alright, is this it down here? Some of the wood has corroded and broken off so you can see into the next room. This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. Part has rotten away. Looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room from here.
That's true.
If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? Then the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway. Much like Trial 1 of DR2.
No.
Kind of, but not really. True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did all right because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in there. Then they could have used a light like we're doing now. True. They used the light to move around under the floor. Is that possible? We finished investigating here.
Is that all right?
Maki, you want to head back up? Glad you asked. I'm starting to get fed up with all the dust. Maki and I crawled out from under the floor. We put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation. I'm not sure what else is left to investigate.
By the way,
We've only been investigating this room. You're sure that's wise? Huh? What do you mean?
because
Vanjie and Tenko have different killers. Then the Blackened we need to vote for
right.
is the culprit for the first murder, the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said.
then
So investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's?
Okay.
Yes, of course.
But
But this is bigger than the killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I need to reveal the truth of both of their deaths. Well, I understand why you feel that way. But if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. Might be a different situation with fake Byakui's death, but instead of the victim wearing night vision, the killer did. Yeah. When I came to the hallway, a scene more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded. Oh no! Corky's... Oh my god. Fucking what the fuck? Did I surprise you? Were you gonna scream and cry in terror? Far stretch that because they usually keep all evidence in sight. God fucking damn it, Kokichi. He really fucking had me there. I was about to be like, there can't be three. There fucking can't be three.
huh?
What are you doing?
Oh?
Oh, sorry. I just got a little lightheaded from the blood loss. Yeah, this is real blood.
Why?
So what are you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. Then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard.
Huh?
You stepped through a floorboard?
So mean.
Jeez, that got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard.
got a minute?
If you're going to lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything.
Ah.
Sorry, my bad. I guess there was no cost piece supporting the floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck. Crosspiece is gone. Does that mean...
Huh?
Confidence, dreams. That's what the killing game is all about.
I am so glad to have Monokuma back. Y'all have no idea.
Killing game fans, hold your head high and watch with your own two eyes.
Fucking drinking champagne,
Baseball,
motherfucker.
soccer, mobile games. They're all nothing compared to the killing game. The killing game just can't be beat.
Okay, and your point?
Behold, students, the entrance to the trial grounds.
He sounds kind of normal now. No, I think we got used to it. He does not sound normal to me. I guess time's up.
Oh,
Oh man, it's because of you guys I didn't have time to check something.
Huh?
What were you trying to check?
See?
I wanted to re-research this seance again, so I brought this document with me, but unfortunately... Is the pages gone?
man.
Couldn't find anything that could be used as a clue. Kyo perfectly reenacted the seance as what was written in the document. He drew his magic circle thing the same exact way as in the picture. Not only that, he used the same exact tools, too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. Well, I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. Never mind, there's the crack. Yeah. At the class trials, so see you there. Kokichi left the blood loss, clearly affecting his footing a bit. Bloody Kokichi. Let's go to.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. Is Maki nervous? I see, so even she gets nervous sometimes.
You wanna die?
No, not necessarily. I don't want to be the third victim. Alright. When we go to start the third trial, I'm gonna take a quick short break to grab some water. Even though I won't be voice acting for the trial. Because I need water. Regardless. I need my Dwinkie. At certain points he sounds normal, then he audibly has a voice crack. Yeah. I can't wait to listen to this soundtrack on Spotify. Absolutely can't wait. Water? I have no water. How could you redeem that when I have no water to redeem that for? That's so cruel, Adrian. So cruel. Oh, courtyard. LOL. I'm big dumb. I'm dummy dumb. Is redeemed to make you go get some. But I'm gonna wait until we start the trial. So it's a natural break point, okay? Oh, better run, better run, better run, better run. Can we just parkour over that fence? Shuichi should just like parkour over that fence. You know how it be. Alright. And then there were, was it 9 of us?
Dear.
It would appear that we all have gathered, but it seems there are less and less of us.
Oh.
Less friends mean it much harder to solve mystery.
Don't worry.
I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Gonta. Yeah, Gonta do his best to help. Hardcore parkour! I'd want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaito idiot level.
What?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Are you okay?
More importantly, are you okay, Kaito? Yeah, I'm feeling better now, but wow, Maki Roll sure does pack a punch.
I don't know.
It's your fault. You don't need to worry about your dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so far.
Said,
I know it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine.
Hoo-yah!
These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world.
Unacceptable.
It's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable. Ooh, Kiyo.
Rest in peace.
Atua, please lend us your power. It may be difficult for us to rely on Atua, considering what happened to Angie, who Atua loved most of all.
Well, you know.
She should never relied on Atua in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believing God, especially Atua.
I also.
So what? Robots can believe in God?
Indeed.
Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. When I call it an inner voice, it tells me what to do whenever I'm in trouble.
Got a minute?
How long are you going to say that for? Atua and ghosts don't matter right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, we got the trial this time is going to be rough. We got caught up in Monaco's trap. His trap?
That's right.
He probably made the fourth floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating.
Right already.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, so
Shuichi, say something. What should I say? Alright, let's get the show on the road. Let's go to the trial now. Wonder how much that costs to, like, make that chalice thing every time. Bet that costs money. Where's the money coming from? That's my question. You played DR2? I did play DR2. Also, hi Quinn, welcome back. How many times is that going to be replaced? 6. There's going to be 6 trials, probably. Usually we walk through the elevator in silence. As soon as we remaining survivors on board. Money? Monica likely runs the bank. That is true. The elevator door closed. How are you doing, Quinn? Welcome to stream. Glad you're here. We descended. Perhaps because we were few of us, the hour seemed to move faster. So we fell faster and faster downward into the black. Into the pits of despair. The elevator stopped, and just like always, the doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side, the bright light of our future, or is it the bright light of despair?
Uh-oh.
Boy, they look really depressed. Must be because there's even less participants now.
Don't say they look depressed. You'll make Mono damn sad.
As much as I'd love hearing this adorable back and forth.
Now then.
Let's hurry up and get this started.
Stream!
Did you say extreme or just stream? Because I'm streaming right now. Hi, everybody. At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. Third class trial is about to begin. Angie Yonaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try and prevent the killing game. Which,
The student council was a fucking sham, by the way, and a cult. Then Tenko Kabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one who killed them? Was it one person? Two different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. Save game? Absolutely. Chapter 3, save point. I see you cheering bits over there, Adrian. Definitely behaving, you are. Alright, let us start the trial. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Rye.
Now then.
No.
During the trial,
No.
you vote correctly. I'll punish everyone also. Refusing to vote. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time.
Maybe it was Kaito. Because both indices had something to do with, like, curses and stuff. And, like, he was really not a fan of them, but maybe that could have been an act?
Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Okay, Kokichi, whatever you say, buddy.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, Spaceman!
Spaceman. Rocket Man.
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Or else you're gonna get the wrath of Himiko, you
Do not
minnow.
let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be two killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Says the half-pint twerp seeking acceptance from everyone around him.
Hmm? What do you mean?
The transfer student.
Oh my god, Sumagi.
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Wonder if Spaceman is related to Starman driving his Tesla in space. I don't think so. I don't think so, because Kaito hasn't been to space yet, technically. But he's trained to be an astronaut, though. Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. Angie really has wings and a halo on her portrait. Wait, I didn't see that.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No! So, ritual did work?
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Wait, what's the
Angie
slow down
did
button?
say she was gonna bring Rantaro back. Yes, Rantaro was resurrected. The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami!
I wish Rantaro was alive.
Stop it!
This crime was committed by the recently deceased.
Oh, it's space. Okay.
They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No! So, ritual did work?
Who was resurrected?
Ah, dang.
I wonder.
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back.
Speeding up? Oh.
Yes. Rantaro was resurrected.
And then R speeds it up. I'm relearning these buttons.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No!
Blocked with a background chatter, yeah.
So, ritual.
Who was resurrected?
Damn, fuck. God. I swear this is like most of the gameplay is me fucking up.
This crime was committed by killed 2 of our classmates.
No! So, ritual.
No, are you fucking kidding me?
Resurrected, I wonder.
Oh my god.
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back.
Y'all, I hate life.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No! So, ritual.
What? Ah, fucking hell.
Damn it!
Oh, was that not the right one?
This crime was committed by the recently deceased.
Oh, Necrom... Is
They came
Necrom...
back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No! So,
There we go.
that's wrong.
I had the wrong one to begin with.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual. If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Yeah, I don't think... Hold on. Sorry, my friend messaged me. It was like, hey, do you want to do this?
I guess you're right.
Yeah, it was a Steam message. Oh, wait, now I can't. Oh, fuck.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Why is everything open? Yeah, we're gonna close out of that. Steam wants your attention. Steam really does want my attention.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand. Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life.
Wait. Sorry, a friend was accidentally invited me to play Stardew Valley.
But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising...
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring...
Monodam is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodam's corpse.
Like, he's just angry. Alright.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible!
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who
Another
the
cub about
Blackened
to
is.
die. Yeah, really?
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this.
No, I don't trust you.
I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, Creepshow. I already know what happened.
I would like to hear this logic.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rest.
Hold on. What's Sumigi's account?
The katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm.
That's
The
funny.
classroom broke in and murdered the fuck out of Angie.
Wait, is the front door the one that...
Oh yeah! I'm a fucking genius!
Yeah, it's the breaking in. Because the door wasn't forced open.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious. But anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon.
You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care.
Wait, is it this one?
Care about some katana.
I think it's the front door.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom.
Oh, it's not that one? No.
Damn it!
Because the
Culprit
other
used a
one.
katana to kill Angie.
Sumigi's account.
And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But
Anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom,
There we go.
That's wrong!
That's wrong. Allow me to cut through those words.
No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Sumugi. I always say her name wrong.
Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Sumugi, and Himiko.
Oh my god, I fucking hate how they gave her an angel and wings. Fucking hate that.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
Oh my god.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Sumugi, and Kibo.
Yes, please tell me more of your genius tactics. Adrian is sus.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack.
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
Whatevs. The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Samugi? Well?
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Maybe it's Samugi. Because she said, like, oh, Tenko did bad things, and then, like, was sad that Tenko died, so maybe it was her.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta kills anyone, it's going to be on accident because he tripped over something and knocked something heavy onto someone. Yeah.
Gonta not culprit.
Not the culprit.
It's gonna be one of these. Alright. Mass panic.
We must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects outside the student council.
Student council.
That's utterly impossible. For last night.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone could open
culprit.
that door.
Panic.
Only student council members had access.
Look, I don't know who the culprit
I didn't know
is.
robots told such boring
Alright,
lies.
so it's cookie. It's gonna be.
Is that a robophobic remark?
Oh my god.
We must consider other possibilities.
Sure, there must be suspects outside the student council.
For last night.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone could open
culprit.
that door.
Why?
Only student council members.
I heard it.
I heard it. Oh, I added better TV, so y'all should hopefully be able to use those emotes now.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by
Picking it. Then open sesame.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember.
Alright, Foxy,
Yeah,
I need you in my
I
lap
get
now,
it.
buddy. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I killed Angie.
That's such a red herring.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
Y'all gonna fucking believe a liar?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No.
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No. Definitely
No,
not a
no.
lie. I killed Angie.
No.
Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Hey, thanks for the follow, Dangan Fangirl25. Welcome. Oh, that's a cute emote. Welcome. Hacker Rats, give Fangirl a wonderful warm welcome. And spam the rats in chat, please. How are you doing this fine evening? What happened to the previous 24 Dangan fans? Oh yes, and Alma. Oh yes, Alma BB. Yes.
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Thank you, Shuichi. Cat and rat coexist. Yes, they do. Yes, in my lair they do. In my hacker rat realm they do. Great, good. This is my first time playing V3, so no spoils. I might ask for help or hints when needed, because I am sometimes dumb. My grad school brain be dumb sometimes, but it's okay. But I have played the other games. I've played Danganronpa 1 and 2 and another episode, and I've seen the anime. So V3 is all I got left.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method.
What method?
What different method?
Yeah, like Himiko. Shuichi.
Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
Yeah, please do, Shuichi, because I have no idea where you're going with this.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was...
The back door?
That's it!
How was it?
The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
Yeah, was it like, did they like pull it closed quickly and it just slid the lock?
The culprit used a certain tool.
From the outside was... Oh, mind. Okay. This one's in... I don't think they used the sheath. Is there only 3 choices? I think there's only 3 choices. Yeah, I think they used... How do you select this? What? Hold on. Then what they use? The sword? Oh, look, a Monokuma. Cool. Hidden Monokuma. Found. The sword? What?
I see it.
I've heard the Chapter 3 cases are the worst in Danganronpa. The lock had gold on it, though. But how did they use it? Hidden challenge. Achievement unlocked.
The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
But how was it in the effigy?
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock because...
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it.
Oh, was it... They like rocked it and it pushed it into... I don't see the logic yet. I don't see it. The katana gives me DR1 flashbacks. Yes, that's what I was saying. I was waiting for like a callback to be made to it.
The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about...
Oh my god, yep, here it is.
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's
not dwell on the past.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with a katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
Yeah, that's my
The
question.
clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigy's hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No, it's not. That's not how you're supposed to perform the
No.
ritual.
Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the
Necronomicon.
effigies.
Nom nom nom.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Different purpose. What could that have been? The culprit somehow used the step to lock the room. In that case, I needed to know the reason behind every step of that setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. Ooh, is this mind drive thing? Psych taxi. Oh, yes. My beloved. I did not realize you could steer with the mouse. This is a travesty. Wait, I need to F3 control this. Move, accelerate. Oh, okay, so I guess by... on a way to pick up some hookers. Shuichi is a high school student. What turned the handle of the sliding lock? Turn the handle of the sliding lock. Katana's hilt. Katana's hilt. Honestly, I'm not too sad about Angie dying, but Tanko was one of my favorite waifus. I wasn't a whole fan of Tanko, more so because of her calling men degenerates. But like her character design was cute. I will give her that. Angie I absolutely did not stand. I really hated Angie, personally. I think one of my favorite females out of all of the games, I think... Oh, I missed a letter. Oopsies. I think one of my favorite females out of all the games, I know Mary's was, what was done to make the katana turn the lock? Katana was stabbed into the effigy, sliding lock was tampered with. I think I like Logic Dive more, but this is still kind of cool. It's Sakura and Hina. I know, Mary. I know you love your BB. You're a big, strong girl. You love her. I think my favorite is probably Kyoko. First one to come to mind. I really like Kyoko. Ah, I keep missing letters. Ah. I'm at max speed. Ah. Trying not to hit the car in front of me. LOL. How was the effigy manipulated to make the katana affect the lock? It was swinging? Maybe? Oh no. Swinging it back and forth. Miss? Okay, so not swinging back and forth, spinning. No, maybe it's making it fall. Nope, then it was spinning. fun. I always like that one. I always like the mind dives. My most favorite waifus are... Oh, you're using last names. Oh man, I don't remember last names. Yumena, I think that's Himiko. I know that one for sure.
The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
That's
if you let it go,
smart.
The rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
That's smart. Wouldn't have figured that out on my own.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked.
Gundam is my favorite male character out of all of them. He's baby. He's number one in my heart. But I also really liked Nagito and Hajime and Makoto and Shuichi. Who else? What other characters do I like? I still like Leon. I know you like... Leon is an interesting fella.
By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us.
Mary, who are your favorite waifu husbando characters?
Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
Oh, I also really like Korakio. I wish we got to see Skater Boy Rantaro a bit more. I don't really care. Mary, you like Rantaro. Even though we saw so little of him.
A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Rantaro was cool, but that's about it. Yeah, I hope Rantaro makes an appearance in some way, shape, or form. Ow, my arm hurts. I've been doing push-ups every day. So I'm trying to lose weight. Kaido's also pretty cool, and Gonta is adorable. I like Gonta as a I wholesome like Gonta. He can't make my husband list, unfortunately. But I like him for his wholesomeness.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around.
Prohibited. We held the buff boy gently.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
Yes, the student council had many flaws, and that was one of them.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick.
Kaido's also pretty cool. Kaido, yeah, I have mixed feelings about him. Because, I hate how he, deemed us his sidekick when he doesn't do anything. But, he's, pretty chill. The wholesome moment between him and Maki before he got socked in the face was pretty cute.
It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
Well, I remember when you force people to adhere to rules and order, you get rebellion. Rules and order. Kibo's so innocent, and Saihara is really amazing. Who's Saihara? Is that Korakio? Because I don't know their last names. I just know their first names. Simmons! Rules and order.
The other effigies were only hung up so we'd think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
Excuse me. I'm tired. I'll probably be ending soon. Probably in a half hour-ish.
I don't want to completely ignore that.
Oh, Saihara is Shuichi, or Shuichi Sushi, as my partner calls him. I love Shuichi. I'm so glad we don't play as Kaede for the entire main character. Okay, here's the tea. I was a music major in undergrad. So, like, of course, like, whenever I see anything music related or a musical character, I'm like, oh my god, I will love them. I hated Kaede. I just, like, didn't like how they made her character. I didn't really like her character design. So, like, I'm glad she was the murderer in the first trial. I was happy with that. I'm glad we're playing as Shuichi. I love this boy. I don't think it's Kokichi because hanging up those wax dolls would have been near impossible for him. Yeah.
But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually
a lie.
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Of course it's a lie.
Cough it up, Kokichi.
Oh, man. You guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
Yeah, why? Before I hold a
I
knife.
wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claim to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me?
That's actually, like, not terrible logic.
And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
No, please, no.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
Mew, I can't hold it up anymore.
Ew.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Oh my god, no. Why the horny now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter, since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Oh my god. I can't believe Fuyuhiko's voice actor would agree to this.
Cum dumpster! Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
I'm dying.
What should we talk about now?
Thank you, Gonta, for changing the subject. I love you.
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab.
Too bad we don't have fingerprint analysis.
Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
I don't know why, but Shuichi blushes pretty often, unlike Hajime Makoto. Yeah. Maybe it's just part of his character, like, because he's awkward, so he gets it. I don't know. I feel like this game is severely more horny than the first 2 in the main series.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That is very true. Thank you, Kokichi.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
Are you recording this?
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect? Never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect ranger? Okay.
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
You would like that.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers.
Shuichi is so awkward socially, so he embarrasses more easily than the socially outgoing Makoto and the personality conflicted Hajime. That is very true. Personality conflicted Hajime. Man. Mary, you and I need to watch the anime, Danganronpa 2 anime together. We need to watch that. Or I guess it's Danganronpa 3, because that's what they dubbed the name of the anime. First the student council, now this. Suspect rangers, yeah.
What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list?
I still haven't seen past episode 3 of the first one.
Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
We'll have a watch party. All right.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tanko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but can we talk about Tanko's case now and not just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
Oop!
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless.
I was in major despair when Chiaki died twice. Yeah, really. I mean, let's not spoil the anime because Mary hasn't seen it yet. And I don't know who else is lurking in chat who hasn't seen it. Oh. Sorry for booping my microphone there. Oh my god, is that a Shuichi emote? Hold the phone. Hold on. Wait a second. Oh no, it's Beloaf. But still, it looks like Shuichi, and I nearly sobbed. It's fine.
Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Oh. Hello. Himiko? Is that
Tanko's
you?
death was meaningless? How dare you!
Oh my god, I love her.
Poor Tanko. How could you do this to her?
She Angie.
Himiko.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Slap
Everything you
him.
said is total BS.
Slap him.
You didn't give 2 shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like,
Oh,
oh no,
no,
poor
poor
Tenko,
Tenko.
after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
Yeah, going to like fucking hurdle over there and just like punt him, please. Yeah, Tenko was really gay for Himiko.
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tanko before. That's why I'm so upset now.
Because you take things for granted until they're taken away from you.
I should have faced Tanko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now.
Kaito what? Kaito what?
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Yeah. Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through.
Kaito what? Poor girl. Yeah, really. She lost like 2 people that were really close to her back to back.
So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth.
Adrian, what are you doing? Why are you just looking? You were perceiving chat with these emotes. What is going on?
I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tanko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse.
Oh my beauty.
Suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up. All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run. I won't forgive something so messed up.
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I'm back. Yay. Hey, welcome back, Combat Butler. We are currently in the trial. So you get to see this and see the actual voices for these characters and not my crappy voice acting.
I already told you that's so unnecessary.
I mean,
We're getting
Thanos.
sidetracked here.
I mean, Thanos mod can't take me for emojis, right? Right? Shouldn't. It shouldn't. Kaido should be the ultimate motivational speaker. He fucking should be. The ultimate communication studies major. Hit and run reminds me of the hit and run kills I've done in Morphling and Goose Goose Duck. Oh my god, Mary.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
I love Korkio. Nothing more hilarious than hit and running the end of a group chain and watching them all 180 turn to chase you before someone reports the body, stopping the others from finding out.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. That was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tancrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
No.
Tancrotch!
Tenkoch. Purple attended the seance. Where Korkio, Shuichi...
That's it! It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
No. Incorrect.
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinky-dink. The most
Coinky-dink.
suspicious out of the four is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Interesting. That is right. I forgot about that. What is it with Mew giving everyone weird nicknames? Help! I don't know. I know some people, they do better with nicknames and remembering people.
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance.
My goal is to get to halfway through, so like the trial's halfway point, and then be done for the night. But we'll see how long that takes.
The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Point of entry from outside he must be referring to.
There! You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person can move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Ooh. I feel like Himiko is the biggest suspect in most of the trials. I feel that with Kokichi, honestly. Himiko was in the crossfires for the second one because it was her magic trick. In the first trial, I don't remember who the main suspect was in the first trial.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
Oh man, what was he gonna? What is it, Korkio? I love you, but please.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor
No.
and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
He'll let you come. Is that possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance.
All right, let's look at this floorboard. We would have fucking seen it.
Like crawling.
A light that bright would have bled through the cracks, and yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
No.
Damn it! The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Okay, I don't know.
Hold on a second.
I don't know. I don't know if I need to commit a lie here or not. In the first two games, I felt like the more someone talks, they're the most suspicious, but I don't use that strategy anymore. Yeah, really.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
I need
Because
help.
It wasn't dark under the floor.
I need a hint.
You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I
Okay.
said hold on a second.
I'll try that
He
one.
used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a sec.
Yo, Cubo is like, hold on a second.
Again.
I love him.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance
I like the
by
animation though.
crawling under the floor.
By crawling
But it
under
was
the
pitch
floor.
black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, villain had a light.
Thank you, Dangan Fangirl. Do you have a preferred name? Do you like me to call you?
I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor.
Also, you're more than welcome to join the Discord and we could discuss more Danganronpa stuff there as well.
There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Geez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot.
It's robophobic.
My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
Just fangirl. Okay. Alright, fangirl.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that.
Oh my god, that's a callback to DR2, Case 1.
That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Fucking does.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Man, they keep making callbacks to the prior games, and I'm like here for it.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Oh no, it was during the seance.
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
No.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point. Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
Oh my god. Y'all.
Different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Oh my god. Remember the noise during the song that might help with the case? Yeah, I remember that. That's why I think it's during the seance at some point. During the song, specifically. Because I think the thud was the floorboard being moved.
Huh? Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory.
That it was possible.
Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
How about we don't do that?
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time.
That is
She
true.
was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
Stop.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
Oh my god, please
So
no.
who lifted the cage?
It was me.
then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no doubt.
Not being killed during the seance. That might be impossible, but there's no evidence
When
for it.
Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
Oh, I think it's the white sheet. Could not have been.
When cage lifted?
Culprit stabbed Tango real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Bypassing. Why are you getting aroused, Mew? I'm disturbed.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time.
It's Dagonta's
She was
statement.
under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
There we go.
That's wrong!
See, sometimes it pays to look at your evidence.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right
Oh
here.
my god, no.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Not to remember how to play this minigame.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage. And that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
I don't think she
But the weapon
doesn't
was a
deserve.
sickle.
No,
Only
it's
the
perfect
blade
for him.
could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Damn it!
Oh goodness. Okay.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
I'll cut through your words.
I love Hajime's better. Allow me to cut through those
Wait just a
words.
minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too
Allow me to
short
cut
reach
through those
Tenko
words.
Thank
while
you,
she was in that
Mary.
position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
Gonta, why are you believing? Why are you agreeing with him?
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
she couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
Maybe stop jumping into a situation all gung-ho then.
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor.
It was from below the floor.
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
Oh my goodness.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
If there was an anime for V3, that would be amazing. Oh my god, yeah, I would watch that so hard. I mean, I am here for any more Gundam content. I love Gundam.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
Hi, Dirt Tivo. Yes, bring the knives. Oh my goodness, I love that emote. How are you doing? Glad to see you here. And say hello to Foxy. Foxy's sitting in my lap. Because Ryan redeemed me to hold him during my stream. Yes. Knife party.
What if Tenko
Very good
killed
band.
Angie,
I only listened to
and
one
then
song by
Angie's
them.
spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Ooh, look at all the look at all those emotes.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
They did it under the floor with the bloody sickle.
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done that.
Wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage? If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I agree
noticed.
with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Hello, Aaron. Hello, Foxy. Doing pretty well. How are you? I am doing all right. I will be wrapping up soon because I do have my internship tomorrow, but we're going to try to get as far into the case as possible, hopefully to the halfway marker, or halfway, which really isn't halfway in the trial. It's just like their intermission point. That's the goal, so we're going to play a little longer, see how far we get. I've had better weeks. Had not even mid-semester crisis at the start of the week, which was interesting. Had a dream about going back to be a music educator, which I was never to begin with, and made me question, like, should I do that, or should I continue with my current degree path of my master's in student affairs? So we're doing great. I'm meeting with my advisor next week, because, your boy needs to figure shit out. You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Korkio just is like, what?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
The they she's referring to. What? 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 Who, what? Who could have killed Tenko from inside the cage? Was it Tenko herself? It's Tenko herself.
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
Honestly, I think Maki is cute even though she's an assassin. She is pretty cute. I hope we, providing that she's not the killer in this trial, I hope we get to see more of her character and see her warm up a little bit, but she is pretty cute.
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She killed herself then. Content warning for suicide, maybe?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out.
Makes sense. Her hair is like really fucking long.
She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance.
Oh, and then the sickle was there from Angie's thing. So where was the murder weapon? What did she use as the murder weapon?
It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right?
That wasn't hers. That was for
If Tenko had
Angie's.
stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Okay,
Perhaps that
Kokichi.
explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
Maybe?
So
Mayhaps?
she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me.
The
There's
sass.
no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Tenko killed Angie, then killed herself. Wait, wasn't Sakura's case a suicide? Sakura's case was a suicide, and then someone tampered with the crime scene. I think it might have been Byakuya, actually. Maki says you could hide a sickle in your clothes, but that sickle looks way too big to hide conveniently. It does. Yeah. At least for not an expert assassin like Maki.
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
No, Byakuya tampered with Chihiro's scene. Who tampered with, Sakura's then? That was Hina. Hina tampered with the scene, that's right.
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
Because if the seance worked, Angie was going to admit it was Tenko.
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
But what are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Is this where the halfway point is? Because this
Wait,
makes perfect sense
we
to be
should
a halfway
believe
point.
Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
What?
Naive?
What?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
That
People
is
can
true.
lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
I hate having to shower tomorrow morning. I'm not looking forward to that.
Duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself.
Ultimate motivational speaker, everyone. Woo! Yeah, Kaito. That's not actually his ultimate, but
If you
we're
get
here.
betrayed,
We're here for
it's
it
not
anyway.
their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Maki roll.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta, no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A proper reason. I might have a suspicion, but it might be a spoiler for you.
All right.
Okay.
I'll give you a reason.
Because if it's spoiler territory, we're gonna like shy away from it. Only because I don't want it spoiled for myself.
Is there a reason?
Do I have a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki?
I don't trust myself.
If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like.
Yes.
But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
Don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. See you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't want to know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was a suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that. If we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. That means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. How? With what evidence?
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces.
Wait, was it instant? Tenko died in a crouched position. The injury in the back of her neck was deep, but probably not enough to kill her immediately. However, what does the Monokuma file say? It doesn't say if it was immediate. Oh, now you have to lie.
Pieces fit.
Everything's Tenko committed suicide. It's because they're latching onto the easiest answer to get out of this thing to make sure their suicide theory wouldn't work.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid
Ah,
her true
fuck.
intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
I'm assuming it's gonna be this
She
one.
could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her
I'll reveal the truth.
Oh, I got it right. I got it right. What?
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor because she died instantly.
Instantly?
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Murder?
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
Ooh, thank you, Maki.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you
He
forget
looks
that,
so
Maki
happy.
Roll?
I
You
love
better
him.
apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Is that going to
Did
be
any
in
of the
trial part
participants
2?
witness anything peculiar during the seance?
Yes, we noticed the
If
noise.
you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
The noise. My bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. This track slaps so hard.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed.
Okay,
The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed.
she stepped in the salt.
Strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
I agree. I consent to that. What made the thud, though? I don't know. I feel like it was the board moving. That's what I feel like it was.
You think
Or
that
like
something
Himiko's
fell
body
because of
hitting
that
the
sound you
ground.
heard, right?
That was like, that is a loud bang.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
Honestly, this song gave me the creeps. It did. It was creepy. A loud sound like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sound has something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. What other thing happened in the dark? What happened in the dark? What caused the sound that this?
This is it!
Alright.
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound.
Ow.
That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
would the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
Something hit the floorboards going up. It would need a significant amount of force to move the board and her with it since it was she was crouching on it. What was it? What could it possibly be?
All right then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
It's a bop. It's a bop. It's a bop.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still
Yeah.
on top of the cage.
Viven
hide under
Vaporeon.
Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
Ew, why would I agree to that?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
What's this? Was she was in the cage, so how would the sickle get to her? I think like they pushed it to move it and then like cut down.
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That would... make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Oh, not
The
stomped.
floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here.
So maybe it was Gonta's. Maybe it's Gonta's. Let's see.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Mary ban.
Maybe the wooden statue
Not
fell over.
don't ban
But that
Streamlabs.
statue was still on top of the cage.
Oh god.
Under floor.
We're getting a
Then stood up with such might.
No, that's incorrect. Damn.
Oh no!
Okay, wait. I need to tab out. And copy these. Each one. So I can ban. And I love the quick ban command. Just copy paste the usernames. Haas, you are banned. Haha. Alright, we're gonna...
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the
Sound, there must have been considerable force.
Tore off the floorboard.
Maybe the wooden
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
Someone must have stomped through.
There we go.
I agree.
Right, we're probably gonna end soon, so I can go sleepy sleeps.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation...
Alright, I'm gonna save here so that when we come back, we're not in the middle of, like, starting something and being like, what the fuck is happening? So, with that being said, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I greatly appreciate it. I missed streaming. I haven't streamed in like a week, so this was great to kind of like catch up with y'all, and no one I follow is currently streaming. Great. So, of course, I want to see who's playing Watch Dogs Legion, of course. Thanks for stream. Thank you for coming, Derp. I really do appreciate it. It was nice seeing you, and I hope you're doing well. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you for coming. Let's see. Glad to be here. Bye-bye. Thank you. And feel free to join the Discord if you're not already. Then you can use sub emotes and other cool emotes and be part of the Hacker Rat army. We are going to go raid. Ooh, who's Sailor Spooky? We're gonna go raid them. And I'm using them because I don't know their pronouns. They're playing Watch Dogs Legion, which I love so much. Sailor Spooky is playing Legion. Ooh, and they have a plush in the background, so we're gonna fucking go raid. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. And I hope all of you join me there. I hope so. And join the Discord if you're not already. And I will see you tomorrow night for more Great Ace Attorney with Grant. Unless if things go differently, then you'll be notified in the Discord. And then I'll be back streaming more Danganronpa V3 probably on Tuesday next week. So join the Discord and you'll be notified when. Alright, bye everyone. Have fun with the raid.